I'd like to welcome everybody here to the Seattle Cherry Blossom Festival. This is Seattle Dojo. We are the oldest established judo club in the United States. We're approximately about 110 years old. Our club is located in the International District near the Buddhist Church. Right now we're going through our ukemi, which is practicing our back falls, forward falls. This is the first thing that we teach all our students how to fall, because obviously we don't want them to get injured as they're going through their workouts. Every practice, all individuals, all students practice this technique of falling. Main thing is obviously there is to protect the head, the back, the extremities from breaking. As you can see, all ages, from as 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds, we have participating all the way up to myself, was one of the oldest, I won't say, about 60. So we have a lot of individuals from all ages and all sizes coming up to and practicing judo here. Now we're practicing a side fall. This is just a variation of falling in all directions. The slapping of the mat is a way of breaking the fall as we're rolling. It stops the momentum. Obviously, we're doing this on a soft mat, but all of these individuals if they were ever to fall on a hard floor, cement or something like that, they may become roughed up a little, but they'll never break something during a fall if they're taking a relatively simple fall. Nice, very nice. Okay, this is a forward row now. This is a technique that's used, that we all do every time also during practice. This is always part of our warm-up. Nice. Okay, we're advancing a little more to get into a more difficult type of row. Judo became a prominent sport in the United States in the early 1900s. Teddy Roosevelt heard of an individual that he knew, a friend, who was being taught judo by a famous Japanese sensei named Yamashita. He invited Yamashita to the White House to teach him judo. During that time also, Teddy Roosevelt was being coached to wrestle also by the Naval Academy coach at that time. And at that time, they actually put together a match between the judo sensei Yamashita and against the Naval Academy wrestling coach. During that match, Yamashita, the judo sensei, was throwing the wrestling coach many times, but the wrestler kept getting up. So at that point in time, Yamashita the judo sensei, decided to do some mat techniques, and he went into some mat techniques and put the wrestler into a arm bar, and therefore put him into submission, and the wrestler at that point gave up. And so at that time, Teddy Roosevelt thought that judo was obviously a pretty good sport at that time, and actually established it in the Naval Academy as a teaching curriculum within the Naval Academy at that point in time. And Yamashita was the teacher also for that. Teddy Roosevelt, in about a year's time, taking up judo, also became a brown belt. I'm sure he got that honorably. Right now we're going through some throwing techniques. These are forward techniques, throws. This is obviously, you can see why we practice the rolls and the falls, so that we can protect ourselves from falling, because we do hit the mat quite often in practice. Judo is a world-recognized sport. Obviously, if many of you don't know, but it's been established since 1964 in the Olympic Games. Women compete in the Olympic Games. We're also in the same categories as men, is in their weight divisions for the Olympics also. Here in the Northwest, in the 1950s, early 1950s, the women had the first chance to compete at Judo in this area, actually. So we were kind of the first where we had 5 women competing in competition in the Northwest area here. Very good.